I invite Professor Jameela Begum, President of VMFT, to deliver the welcome address.
Distinguished and eminent personalities who are here with us today, and our main chief guest and speaker of the day, um, Supreme Court Justice Nariman, and Dr. Jacob Alexander, IPS, who is here to preside at this function. A very warm welcome and greetings to all of you who have come and joined us for this very significant occasion where we celebrate the memorial of K.M. Bashir. This is the 16th Memorial Lecture, and we are very happy that VMFT has been able to do this continuously for the last years and come as far as the 16th Memorial Lecture. The VMFT, as most of you know, is an institution that was founded by K.M. Bashir and has been doing yeoman service for the society and for the community at large. We know that when Vakkom Moulavi was heading the press, he was one of those who believed that there needed to be a change in society because people were still discriminated, there was still repression, social issues were not being brought to the forefront, and so he began a newspaper, the Swadesh Abhimani, to highlight these issues and to draw the attention of the rulers and the people to some of these issues. And he succeeded to a certain extent, but of course the press was shut down and the editor was sent out of the country. But some of those principles, some of those thoughts have prevailed even today. And that is because we continue to cherish the memory of Vakkom Moulavi and through the VMFT Foundation. During the last many years after 1986, the VMFT has been continuously highlighting social issues, organizing seminars, conferences, training programs for the youth. We have even gone so far as to have a mobile journalism course for young journalists. So new trends and new thoughts and new sounds of dissent, new voices of dissent are being encouraged by VMFT. We all know we live in a society that does not encourage equality, liberty, and fraternity, the three pillars of the Constitution. We all talk about these three concepts from our childhood, and we hold our hands up and take the oath. We, the citizens of India, are all brothers and sisters. And we know that even as we say it today, are we really brothers and sisters? What has this country come to? The divide that is growing more and more by the day, the oppression and discrimination that continues, and the way in which, the dissent in which they try to shut out voices, majority voices shutting out minority voices. This is happening in the world every day. It is not only in India, but all over the world, where peace does not prevail, and we find that there is more of violence, war, bloodshed, more than friendship. When Ambedkar talked about the three pillars, equality, liberty, and fraternity, he put fraternity last, maybe because the French Revolution also had that in that order, equality, liberty, and fraternity. But today, I should say, the most significant pillar of the Constitution is fraternity. Unless we have fraternity, unless we have solidarity, unless we feel for one another, unless we have empathy and love for one another, there can be no equality and there can be no liberty. This is what the world has come to, and we need to rethink and revisit values like fraternity. Our chief guest here, um, Justice Nariman, has written a book on the ode to fraternity. And in this book, he draws upon many religions: Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, Jainism, Sikhism, Christianity. And then he goes on to talk about how unless fraternity survives in this world, there is no hope for humanity. There is, when we talk about what is good for us, we forget about thinking about what is good for the rest of mankind. Only if we have good, or we can think of good for ourselves and not think of good for the rest of the humanity, there can be no good for you, because they are relative, they are interdependent. It is only when everyone survives and has the ability to survive and the opportunities for equality of living and let living, we can say that there is humanity in this world. Unless this humanity is accepted and understood, not only by the older generation, but by the younger generation as well. Because this notion of brotherhood, this notion of fraternity is possible only when people begin to ask for their needs. Unless they question the prevalent social discrimination, unless they are able to call attention to themselves. Amartya Sen, in one of his writings, makes the remark that if you need something, you need to ask for it. And when you ask for it, there should be a government there who will satisfy your needs. So it's in a way a linking between the individual, the nation, and the government that rules. So unless the nation is able to satisfy the needs of everyone, there should also be the government to satisfy those needs. And of course, we know that Dr. Ambedkar said that with the diversity we have in India, diversity of cultures, of faith, religion, creed, gender. Today we talk about so many different genders, not just male and female. We have transgenders. We have so many other, what we'd say, new concepts coming up. And unless we open our mind to that, and we think only in terms of what we'd say our cultural interests, there can be no country or no nation that can be satisfying for the people of that nation. And that is what we have in today's lecture to look at, to look forward to, because we have one of the great constitutional minds with us today to tell us about what fraternity means legally, what it means in the Constitution, and how it can be applied to our day-to-day life. So with these words, I would like to warmly welcome our chief guest to this gathering. All of us know that Dr. Jacob Alexander is a very familiar face, always talking about communal harmony. He is a great profession. I would say he is one of those readers who, in effect, imbibes not just reports, but history, philosophy, theology, any other disciplines that you can name. And it is this vast reading that I think has stood Dr. Jacob Alexander, who is basically a literature student with a BA, with a PhD in Indian English writing. So I think it's this wide reading. And for even, I think, a justice, it is always the ability to look beyond and out there that really molds one's character and makes us what we are. The narrowing in of our personality, the refusal to go outside our thoughts, the refusal to imbibe what is good in the world around us is what makes us very insular. And let us hope and pray that this insularity that is coming up day by day is shattered, and we all stand not in uniformity, but in unity. And Dr. Jacob Alexander has always talked about this communal harmony with his immense reading and his wide scholarship. So a very warm welcome to you, Dr. Alexander Jacob. And of course, I would like to put on record the hard work that our chairman and our vice chairman, our chairman, Engineer Suhair, and our vice chairman, Sajida Bashir, have put into the organization of this meeting, this lecture, and the intellectual debates that have gone behind the choosing of this subject, and the way in which we brought these two very, I would say, intellectual figures on the stage to tell us. And I know with what they have to tell us, we keep our minds open. Let us move in unity, not in uniformity. Let us learn to accommodate different cultures. Let us learn to open up the world in peace, and let us live with happiness, helping one another. So with these words of a warm welcome to everyone here, I close my remarks. Thank you.